So, Balance came out when we recorded this video, but I'm just gonna upload a video. If you guys can find a way to fix it, cool. But I just want to upload it because it seems very disrespectful for me to have recorded this video prior to the ban list, and then ban list comes out. This was, by the way, before the announcement that they were going to announce the ban list for at Anaheim, because this was like in the morning, and then right after we recorded, we just hear, yeah, we'll be announcing the ban list after the final. So we're just like, yeah, we'll see what we do. But out of respect for Daniel Duong, I'm gonna upload this video because I think this deck was very interesting. It was a good concept, and I don't care what you all think about the ban list. Hope you all enjoy. Shout outs to Duong for doing better than me at YCS Anaheim. But anyways, here is the deck profile. Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone wherever you are in the world. I'm your host, TCG, and today we are with
Daniel Duong.
Yeah. So what did you play for YCS Anaheim?
So this weekend I played Fire King Azamina Snake Eye. It's a deck I've been playing since like more or less February, but like more so now Rage 3 this is legal. It's the most deck I had knowledge with going into crossover breakers. But like there was still a lot of Tempai and Snake Eye, so like I still wanted to make my deck consistent for the mirror, also for Tempai, but it also has a really good Raizio Malice matchup. As we'll get to it. I'm gonna start with more like starters, extenders, and like non-engine as like the format goes. So we have Bonfire, this one, and then Flame Birch, Original Simple Spoil, and in this deck, there's a card that everyone's missing from their deck, and they cut it for this, but I still cut it, was Divine Temple. I think this card's really important because like in this deck, you get to play a card like Saryuja, which we'll get to. And this cheats it out, makes it like your one Snake Eye Ash or Bonfire equal that. So it's mainly just a combo piece, but sometimes you just need it as a way to beat Nibiru and stuff like that. And then we have I Wanteds, Bellstar, Deceptions, and Azamina. So this deck's premise and blueprints were based by Aaron McInnes's, where we just wanted to max engine as much as possible to keep playing. And the biggest reason for that is because all your starters and extenders are layered, so like if you can get to like the exact thing, like if you open like one to Deception, you probably play through Ash Balls to be able to Imperm, and then if they Ash this, then you have like Bonfires or like Volcanics, so like you're able to play through hand traps very well, but then your deck gets more gas through Saryuja, so and this puts up a negate for Saryuja, so it's protected. And then for the fighting cards, 3 Volcanics. Most people are playing like 2 in this slot, I think, but if not 3. But I like 3 in this deck because a lot of the time, you need to be able to like island pop this so you can have power 4 monsters, so to like make the rest of your board. So, and it's just really good in going second, like popping into your board and like breaking, making like seeds and stuff like that. 2 Kirin, Onyx, both Karunixes and Arvada. And then the 2 bricks. So all of this was fine. There's probably hindsight to play 3, but like at this event I didn't really want to brick too much, and the amount of times where you're like Kieran pop your Snake Eye Ash or Volcanics doesn't come up in too much with this deck because you're playing like Max via Bellstar. So that doesn't really come up, and then the grind game doesn't really matter with this deck too much because the way we'll see like your non-engine is like so explosive. So speaking of that, I decided to play 3 Perula this weekend instead of Feralos. In testing, Feralos wasn't really doing so well because people were playing like Centurion and like Raizio and like even the Mirror. So like I figured that if that was the case, I really wanted Perulia. But I played like more Snake Eye than usual, so like maybe this should have been Feralos. Oh, or the Beastmith Cash, that's what was on the deck. But ultimately, I still thought this was the correct choice for me. So I don't regret it. And I played 3 talents. So everyone's playing like 18-21 hand traps in their deck. So like I think this card's always live in retrospect. So I always do 2 a lot, if not look at their hand. So like that was a big thing. I never really stole any monsters this weekend. The only time you really want to steal a monster is like versus Raizio, because like when they have like Detonator, you just want to like take it so that they can bait it out and resolve their plugin. So I think this was good. And then to compare this, I play 3 thrust. So like, I know this is kind of weird on paper, but like, the reason is because like, in this deck, I noticed like a big thing was that I played a card like Rekindling. So I figured that this card was full charge for 4 or 5 a lot of the time. And the biggest thing was the Snake Eye cards and the 5 King cards have stats for this. So why wouldn't you play this when this is like literally the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Historically? So what if you're going second, right? Like you can thrust for these because they always have monsters and they're gonna trigger stuff. So basically playing like a deck where it's all aggro, like the 5 King cards, the Snake Eye cards are able to like push through and break a board. But when you're exhausting all your resources, you recur it all back and like OTK them with like Zelantis and stuff like that. Or even just put up a board through Nibiru. So like that's really cool. Like multiple times this weekend, this resolved for 4 or 5. So like this was really, really insane. Every time I resolved this, I won. So like in retrospect, I wish I played more rounds, but like for this event, like this was fantastic. Another reason why I played thrust because I'm not really playing like real hand trust per se. I'm playing trap cards instead. So this one in particular, versus Ryzio, everyone's playing barrier in the main side deck anyway and cross out. So like I don't think siding this was like worthwhile. You have to main deck it because like it gives you a free edge game 1 to like put that deck on pause and like actually give yourself a turn back, which is really good. Against every other deck, it cuts off everyone's engines. So like the Azamina cards, the what's that? Snake Eye cards, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just really, really good. Like I fusion decks like yeah. White Howling. So it's weird because I have Zelantis as my water target mainly, and I play 2 of it. But like, the main reason for this was this format reminds me a lot of Vegas 2020. So if we're gonna make an analogy, the Tempai deck was Dino, and the Fire King deck was Spiral, and I took it upon myself like. I think Deception and James Gibbs for this idea for that event because they adapted their Spiral deck to get to Floodgates and which was anti-spell Imperial Order. So I thought that like if I kept losing to Tempai because they had board wipes every game and second summoning's really strong, that I just wanted to get in all their spells. So like my other friend argued this was supposed to be Magic Deflector, but that doesn't hit normal spells. So like that means that like you're gonna get board wiped and their engine still works. So what if you just blind make this instead of barrier? Well, every other engine in the moment like uses the spells to connect to other engines. So like if you cut off their ceiling, it's really good. That's it for the main deck. It's 44. It's intentionally for that because there's just too many wonders in the deck. Like you just want to spread it on all as possible. And even if you draw bricks, like so you're just gonna get it back. Speaking of that card, start of the show. So I really believe that this card fixes the entire Fire King deck. Like, if you play Zombie Vampire, yeah, sure you get to see your opponent's deck, you get to mill 4 cards, and have an extender. But the problem is that like that didn't actually like help your bad hands. Like being able to like use one Snake Eye Ash or like the Bellstar to make this, or even Ocanics is like so crazy. And this is also an extender because of its the 3 monster effect. So yeah, drawing 4, putting back 3 is crazy. And if you put up 1, that's 5. So like, it's really good. And then I played Zelantis. This is for the White Howling lock. So like, if they break your board somehow, you have the second one OTK with Rekindling. So it's mainly for that. But and then I also played Princess. So that's another thing too. The Cash Fiendsmith deck from Bologna was really, really popular. So I thought that people would also play that for this weekend. So like, I didn't really want to get like cash cards per se, so that they resolve Unicorn. So having both of these in my deck, like at 2, were like very extremely detrimental to my strategy. But I needed this because like if they if they banish one, I can have the second one to play. So it's good. Raging Phoenix for the OTK, Amble Whale. I don't really make this on the board unless it's like my hand is horrendous. But like I usually just leave it up as Lance anyway, so like because you want to make it, so it's good. Sunlight Wolf and Doolittle. I always add back Flamebridge with this combo. So like in the worst of cases, like your Volcanics has a fire to like destroy, but also you can like if at the worst of cases also your Unicorn or your Kieran can like pop your Flamebridge on their turn, so you can have Snake Eye cards in rotation again. So and then this is for like the Doolittle combo from Vegas. I still think this card was good. SP. Funny enough, I never made this card this weekend.
What the hell?
Yeah, like I know like it's odd, but like in reality, like this card is like big because this is mainly just when my game plays 2 banish thing if I can kill them. But in reality, like when we were me and like our co-hosts were testing, like I just OTK'd you, right? A lot.
Yeah, because like it's SP Loda. It's just like if you want to push it into a grind game, really, it's like you don't really need it as much. You need it just for either A, removal, or B, you just need it just to like stall out your opponent.
Like, this deck's gameplay is so explosive with rekindling that like you just never summon this card.
No, like hell, I even cut it from my deck as well.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Hita, this is for mirrors mainly, just so that I could take their Ash Blossoms on my turns.
Yeah.
But 2 of these, I make these cards a lot, obviously, but they're not like they're just there because like it gives you more starters to get to wanted, and it's also just protecting yourself from hand traps. And then this guy, it's like the last interruption that you're always making on your board, so that you can break out the board. And now like usually if they have to kill this, they have to sword just too, so they kill 2 board things, and they can never kill you. And then quick show. So this is mainly for shifter, and like I played, I think 11 cards that like played through shifter game 1. And funny enough, I never got shifted this weekend. Funny, Raizo and Malice are just more in the room.
Must be nice.
So I don't know if like we have to play this anymore. Raizo, but like yeah, it's there. For the side deck, 3 for all those. Again, I sided this, so I wanted Chummies plus side as much as possible. To like ensure that like I draw my power spells here, which is like 3 Book of Eclipse and 3 Cosmic. I felt like going into the event, like these cards were just generic enough that it hits like almost every deck. This one in particular for Raizo, because like you just need to be able to like hit dual jump and Deadnar, so that fuel spells dead too. And even the trap card that they set it, so it's like really nice. Sometimes this is for like Phoenix cards too, because like if you go like this card, and then this, it's like fine. Like it's a desperate stuff, so like you like this one, I wanted for the mirror because like the mirror match is like really weird. So you can just hit their island, which is really strong. So like it blows up the board, and then you can just less talents them and just like kill them. But also I wanted it for like Raizo for the field spell, and like a lot of generic things or like cash cards. Yeah. 3 cost designator. It's actually just for like to resolve my B barrier, because like a lot of the time, the Raizo deck, like they're gonna know that you're playing barrier, so like it will post side, like you side this in, so that like if they're going second, you can like they go like you go thrust for barrier, and then they're like, oh, you chain your barrier, you chain cross, and you have your own cross, and they're like, oh, I'm sick, like yeah, so they're shut out again for the turn. And then my shifter for this, like, so that you have 13 ounce plus side, so you should never lose to this card ever. Like again, I never like ran into this card, but like yeah, in theory, like you shouldn't lose to it. And then we played Salmon Archfiend when barrier's bad. So I talked to Peter Mitchell from Australia, and we literally discussed our deck, and this was heavy slump. But like my problem with heavy slump was if they have drop point in their deck, that means that like no matter how many cards they draw off mulch on me, they can just turn player priority and like to discard their whole hand as much as possible, and then like your slump can't activate because they're usually at 7 cards, not 8. So we needed another card that was like kind of good in the Malice, because I didn't have anything for it. So this was like really good into like those decks, because usually they don't play like cards to remove their cards from the field. So if you get to pause them for a turn, you get to play. And I played Skyper. Funny enough, I played one Labyrinth, and I searched it, never played it, because I used to play IKEA, and that's usually a buy for me. So like, but I really just wanted this for like random runic decks and just like removal in general going second. But you never really need it because your deck is just not explosive, so this time I can just get cut in the future. But overall, yeah, I really liked my deck this weekend. I thought it was like for perfect what it is. Like, it just sucks that like I don't think I get to play this moving forward post banlist because they're gonna kill Snake Eyes. So.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the deck?
I think the deck is just very good. It's able to make the best use of almost like most hands you have, especially even if your hand is bad from what we've tested, you were able to make a board that had like 1 or 2 interruptions even so, which was very good.
Like, he wasn't really playing hand traps in this deck, but like anytime if I got to like play like thrust, like for this, like it's just game.
Yeah.
And like it's so like I really think people should really explore this card a lot more, just because like I think this is the one card in Yu-Gi-Oh that like actually is just like horrendously good to play against. Like I don't think you really need to play hand traps in this deck. You just need to play a bunch of cards that are just engine, and this card is a pseudo engine for your deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, any shouts before we end up?
Oh, a bunch of them. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you actually like asked to go test. I was like, oh, you really want to play this format? I'm like, cool. I don't know, like what? We were like played 10 game ones.
Yeah, 10 game ones, 10 game. Well, like we played like 1 or 2 game twos, but overall, I feel like it was just more of the game ones that mattered the most in this format.
It was just like this deck was just crazy. Shout out to Order 69, my group chat. Like
What the?
Yeah. The Star Wars reference, but essentially like I got out around 9. My homeboy I came with, he bubbled with Vizio game 1, so like it's not unfortunate due to the circumstances, but yeah, shout out to him, shout out to them, shout out to my friend Taj, our YouTube channel, Let's Run YGO. I'm sorry we haven't done a lot of content. It's just like we haven't been like super motivated to like look into the format that well. Although I will say that like I'm really interested in Labyrinth next format when like we can get it, just because it's really good in the Rizio now. So
Yeah, we talked about Labyrinth.
yeah, like I think Ikea is really good, so I think I'm gonna look into that like next set. And yeah, and my YouTube channel is pretty much a podcast format where I'm the teacher, my friend is the student, so like it's both a dual dynamic of like how do we learn and like improve. So I wish we had more formats and content like that, but it's very like niche. So like if you like podcasts, I would probably link in the description somewhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ivan making VIP. Shout out Peter Mitchell from Australia. Without him, I think even like with one change, like he was convinced that like I can probably do well at this event, milk the strat, like because yeah, we both believe like no hand tests were necessary. Like we can just play breakers and just go in. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, that is it for YCS Anaheim deck profiles. Mine will come soon. I am not proud of the results, but it's something I worked hard on. I played in JP, and yeah. But anyways, guys.
Yeah, we'll look into your deck.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, we'll see you guys soon next. Bye.